Hi everyone, my name is Paul Turner. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this very special team hangout that we've got with a few select guests maybe. Special event tonight because we've got Darren Little all the way from Canada on. We've got Tony Cohen all the way from New York, I forgot, England via New York. Sue over in the States. Mike Melvin from glamorous, where are you from, Mike?
Glamorous Manchester.
Glamorous Manchester. And then we've got Patrick as well, all the way over from Patrick. Where exactly are you?
I'm in Tilburg, in the
Stockholm.
South, 10 minutes away from the Belgian border.
Truly international. I see we've got viewers jumping on as well. So, and Mark from France. Hello, Mark from France. We've all got to learn to speak the same languages. Okay, so tonight's really, I've got Darren on tonight because we've got a new product launching with Explosial that's really going to take things to a whole other level. And these, Darren, correct me if I'm wrong, are probably the most important recruiting months that we've got for anybody to build a business. Kind of October, November, December, maybe with a bit of a break for Christmas, but January when people go back to work, oh boy, that is really a great time. So you've got to get geared up now to break through inertia. So tonight is a chance for you guys to ask questions. People in the team, Darren's quite happy to do that for us, but also to give us maybe a bit of a kick into what we should be looking at doing in the next 90 days to achieve total financial freedom. Is that cool with you, Darren?
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
I really appreciate you coming on, Darren. Really appreciate you giving your time for us, because we know you're a busy guy.
Not a problem, not a problem. Guys, what I want to, first of all, say welcome to this particular presentation. 80% of success is really just about showing up. And, you know, one of the things that I will tell you about any type of business, and I'm going to cover a little bit about why I chose particularly Explosial and the new ProVantage rollout, what makes this company so unique and different, and how, if you can master one thing, guys, this right here, because business is 95% mindset. So, you know, and that's a whole personal development process that I cover extensively in my training, and I teach people the exact step-by-step formula that I've used to generate millions and millions of dollars over the course of my own personal career. And it works the same every time, guys. Every single time that I do this, I get the same type of results. So I started with the Explosial business opportunity about 14.5 months ago. I set an intention when I first started the business. I wanted to be able to show people that literally you can squash all the excuses. You know, I don't have any time, I don't have any money, I don't have any contacts. So what I did was I set forward with what I call a marketing case study. Now, what's a marketing case study? A marketing case study is that I wanted to pretend that, okay, I'm at home, say I'm a single mother, I'm not going to leave the house, okay? I'm going to start my business with a few $100s. At that time, I started the business with $154, so the startup cost was affordable. I spent some time in the daytime, few hours in the daytime, mostly in the evenings and on weekends, and I connected with people on Facebook, okay? So my strategies that I used were that I was not going to leave my house. I was going to connect with people that hit the like button on my Facebook posts, and supplemental to that, I was going to do some YouTube videos, some Google Hangouts, which we're on right now, and I was going to write some press releases, okay? Just using that. Now, here's the interesting thing that happened. Now I will tell you that I took a massive amount of front-end inertia. Okay, now I will tell you this in any type of business. Doesn't matter if you're launching a restaurant, a nightclub, a hotel, a retail outlet. you always typically have a grand opening, right? Typically, that's how business works. So my strategy was that I was going to talk to a minimum of 25 connections in any given day. So a connection would be one of two things. If I was calling somebody, it would be, hey Tom, Darren Little here, just want to reach out, touch base, say a quick hello. We haven't had a chance to connect for a while. Give me a shout. I got some great news. Boom. Right? So not a lot of time there. If I'm reaching out to somebody on Facebook, it would be, hey Dave, how's it going? How's your day going so far? That would be one. Okay, and I would do that 25 times in any given day, minimum. Now here's the interesting thing that happened, and this is one of the reasons why I chose this company, guys, is that unlike other companies that are conventional networking, direct sales models, where you might need 10,000 people to make 100 grand a year, with this particular company, you need 88. 88 people will generate a $100,000 yearly residual income. Now, when I found that out, I was like, oh my God, this is next level. So I set it in my mind, okay? I set my intention that within 30 days that I would be at a six-figure yearly income, okay, in my mind. 30 days, 6 figures. That means that I had to at least make $8,300 in my first month. Now, here's what I will tell you, and this is very, very interesting, because if you look at my actual numbers, now keep in mind, I'm consistent going along 25 connections, minimum 25. But if you look at the numbers, the first 2 weeks, I mean, you would think, oh, it's not working, right? If you look at the amount of little bit of income that was generated for week 1, week 2, going into week 3, probably around week 3, I went bam, and I broke inertia. And the snowball just continued, and it kept on going. Now, within 40 days, the business generated $12,300, and now 14 and a half months later, it's hit 170,000. Okay? Now, I will tell you that this is really possible, guys. This is really, really possible, because I didn't spend money on marketing and advertising. You know, I did this using the specific strategies that I teach, and 95% of that, I will tell you this, is right here. Okay, so part of my daily activity was that 3 times per day I would speak about this particular reality that I was, that I want. Like, what would be the best possible thing that could happen? Well, the best possible thing that could happen would be that everybody that I talked to would want to join my business. The best possible thing that could happen would be that my phone would be ringing off the hook with incoming phone calls from all 4 corners of the world. The best possible thing that could happen would be that abundance was flowing to me like a river. That would be the best possible thing that could happen. And I literally spoke that reality into existence. Now, I can tell you, I've done this in every single business that I've ever been involved with. Every time I raise money, every time I hire management, every time I roll out anything, you have to see whatever it is that you want as being completed and feel that in your physiology, in your body. Okay, and feel worthy of it. And that's a whole evolution of personal development and stepping into your full power as a leader. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to log right into my back office just to give you guys an idea of what's possible with this program on both two sides here, guys, okay? Because we have on one side Explosial, which you only need a team of 88 people to make $100,000 a year, and because 3 people from every person are going to be passed up to you, that 88 is now 29. The 29 is now down to 10. So literally with a small boardroom filled with people, you can visualize that's your gateway to $100,000 a year with a small, little, tiny group of people. A little boardroom filled with people, guys. Now, if you roll the strategy forward and you just do one step at a time, you can really make this happen. Okay? Because not only have I done it, there's multiple other people that have also done what I've done. And some of those people were only making in their job before they got involved with Explosial $400 a week that are now clearing $10,000 a month. Okay, so we're talking about anybody that has a dream, anybody that has a dream that's emotionally connected to their dream can make this a reality. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so guys, the company that we're talking about here is a company called Explosial. Now, here's what I will tell you about this company. We market test everything. So everything that you see on our websites, all of our copy, every position of everything that's here has been put through what are called focus groups. So it all gets tested before we actually bring it out into the marketplace. Now, what exactly is Explosial? Explosial is a lifetime savings membership program, and it allows an average family of 4 people to save over $9,000 a year for life. Okay, and it's willable and transferable to the kids. So that means for 2 generations that you can save over $9,000 a year. Now, there's a few things on this website that are really, really powerful. One is our calculating the savings. So if I go here and let's say that I say I've got 4 people in the household, and I say, you know, how many times would you like to go to the dentist? Keep in mind, most people, if they could afford it, would probably go once or twice. Okay, so I mean, let's even put once per year for here. Okay. Would you like to have an update? Will to provide for the care of your loved ones? Yes. If you could consult a lawyer whenever you or a family member needed advice on a legal document, traffic ticket, or other legal matter, how often would each person go? Let's say 2 times a year. Okay. How many people in your household take prescription medication? Okay, let's say that the parents do. How many people in your household wear contacts or glasses? Let's say that the parents do. Okay. How many vacations do you take per year? Let's say 2. How many cars or trucks does your household have? Let's say 2. How often do you buy a car or truck? Let's say once every 5 years. Okay, we're already at over $10,000, guys, per year. $50,000 in savings over 5 years, 101 grand in 10 years. Now, the reason that I love this program is that, number one, people don't have to inventory any products. They don't actually have to sell potions and lotions. And quite honestly, guys, money saved is money earned. And when I have people in my organization that send me you know, letters or notifications into the company that tell me that on a new car purchase, because of their membership, they save over $3,000 off of MSRP on a brand new car. Most people don't make $3 grand in their business when they first start, in their first month. The average Joe. When I get one of my people that says that they took a trip to Vegas and because of their membership, they saved $274 in one weekend, a lot of people don't make that in their business in one weekend, you know, an average person. So, you know, this is, you can start to look at this like it's money in the bank over 10 years with the Explosial program, which makes it very, very unique and different. Now, if we go onto the opportunity side, guys, I love this because this is like interactive. So let's see, number of members that you directly refer. Well, I've recruited a lot of people, guys, but let's say that an average, let's say that somebody was a real go-getter. Right now we have a contest where if you can bring in 18 members at our basic level, which is only $99 entry, you get two tickets to a tropical Caribbean cruise for 5 days. So let's say that somebody was going for it and they made the contest, okay, which is 18. Now let's say that the average number of members that are referred by each of those people, let's say it was only 4, right? They didn't work as hard. And let's say that that went down even, I don't know, 4 levels. Let's see what kind of money can be earned with this program. That's $500,000, guys. That's what I'm telling you, is that you don't need a lot of people to make a ridiculous amount of money. That sets us apart in this industry as what I call a category creator. Number one is that we provide a massive amount of value to the marketplace, but you don't need a lot of people to completely and totally transform your entire life. Now, there's a couple really cool things about this program that I love, and that's that we hit 2 totally different demographics or target markets within our program. So we cater to both business owners and to consumers. So let's first of all take a look at the business owner side. Okay, so if you have a company, right, I can show you how you can increase your sales by 30% or more just by becoming a member. So let's say that you've got a retail outlet and you want to put on a special and you want to say, well, guess what? You know, if you buy $500 worth of clothes from us this weekend, we're going to give you a voucher that's going to give you a 2-for-1 cruise. A free companion cruise. That's a 2-for-1 cruise. Or maybe a 2-for-1 airfare. You know, there's all these different promotions that you can use to bring in more business, to upsell your customers. Or you can actually turn all of your existing customers into promoters. So you can say, if you bring us 1 customer this month, you know, we're going to give you a voucher for a discounted weekend getaway to Las Vegas. You know, you can pick from all these different promotional items that you can use to upsell your customers. Now, let's say that you don't really know a lot about marketing. Okay, this is maybe the first time that you've ever started a business. We have something called the Explosion University that shows you how to use Google Hangouts, how to clone yourself using the power of the internet, how to use press releases. A lot of people ask me about press releases. We have a video in here, and it's results-driven material. This is 5 minutes and 18 seconds that teach you how to do press releases. It shows you where to go, what sites to specifically go to get the most amount of value and traffic, and how to actually write them so that you're talking from a third-party perspective about your business, even when you talk about yourself. Like if I'm writing a press release, I might say, you know, Darren Little, CEO of MLM Superhero, stated blah, 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 right? You know, that's a third-party approach, and it has to be newsworthy. Right? It can't just be you pitching your company. It's got to be news. And if once you learn how to do this, guys, I'm telling you, it can completely take your reality to a different level. Once you learn marketing strategies, and I'm going to give you an idea of just one example that I used on press releases. So I went through that 5-minute video. Now, on this particular target market, I wanted to target real estate brokers. I wanted to show real estate brokers how they can actually pack their open houses using our business and sales incentives, like the 2-for-1 cruise and the weekend getaways and things like that. So this particular piece of marketing was specifically targeting real estate brokers. Now, because I wrote it in a third party, watch what happened, okay? So this was viewed 742 times, but it was shared on social media 479 times. Now, what would that look like? So let's take a look at what it would look like on my Facebook page, because you can, get an idea that almost 500 people actually shared this. So here comes up the little ad, and when I share that, okay, now let's see what happens on the social media site, on what it actually looks like. Okay, so here's my wall. So you can see here, there's my little sort of like a little ad. So if I go to the Facebook news feed, you can see it here in the news feed. So that was shared. There was 459 of these that came up on a variety of other people's social media sites, which is pretty cool. That's like having viral exposure for your own personal brand or your company. It doesn't matter what you are. Once you learn these strategies, you could be a real estate broker, an insurance agent, maybe you've got a really hot restaurant in town. Once you learn these strategies, guys, I'm telling you what, you can literally take whatever it is that you do to a completely different level. So let's take a look at another one. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Okay. This one was specifically targeting business owners. Okay. So the MLM Superhero helps business owners add $25,000 per month to their marketing budgets with Explosial. Okay, that was another angle that I created on how I can help business owners, entrepreneurs that have an existing business. This was viewed 466 times, and it was also shared on social media 290 times, guys. So you can start to see the concept of viral exposure once you learn how to become an actual marketer. Okay, so that's the other great thing about the Explosial program, is that we actually teach you how to market, whatever it is. Now, these are completely transferable skills, guys. Once you learn how to become a marketer, you can market anything, right? So that's the great thing. Now, we also teach you how to build a list, how to make that list responsive, and there's tons of things here that you can give away as value to your list, right? So that you're not coming from a position of pitching. You're genuinely coming from a position of helping people. This is really great here with our affirmation videos. There's a 6-video course in here on how to do affirmations, how to write them, how to engage your affirmations. So really, really powerful. Once again, back to the whole concept of personal development. Now, let's go over to, this is also great here. We have a full lead capture page system that will allow you to generate leads using the internet. And these are all tried, tested, proven lead capture pages that that have, you can basically just tweak them. So these are already tested. We already know that these will generate you leads. Doesn't matter what type of business that you've got. Doesn't matter if you do home renovations or you're an electrician or a plumber or an accountant. It doesn't matter. We can show you with our training, first of all, how to get exposure, and then how to convert that to potential customers, get their information, reach out, touch base, and communicate with them, and offer some value to help them solve a problem. That's really the key in business, is if you come from a stance of pitching people, there's a huge amount of rejection in that. I don't do that at all. I reach out, I touch base, I say hello to a person, I find out what's happening in their life, and what can I do to help them? Well, how would I know unless I have a conversation and I can find out what their problem is? So that's really the key in business, is providing value and helping people to solve their problems. Now, let's take a look at from a consumer standpoint. Now, we have over 125,000 different retailers that participate in our program, guys. 125,000 1,000 different retailers, and I'm talking about name brand products and services. 50% off at the Men's Warehouse. That's like 2 for 1. 25% off at both Budget Rental Car and Avis Rental Car. 15% off of Jiffy Lube oil changes. 40% off if you've got children and you want to get bikes for Christmas or birthdays. That's almost 2 for 1 right there. Okay, with the you can either get them online or you can go directly into the store, or you can just redeem it right through your mobile device, which makes it really, really easy. Then we've got things like, 28% off of Regal Entertainment if you go to take the kids to the movies. Disneyland, Disney World. We get employee rates at Office Depot, employee rates at Panasonic products, employee rates at Hewlett-Packard. 40% off at Six Flags nationwide. There's a whole grocery program that can save you a few $100s a week off your groceries. 25% off the entire bill at Papa John's Pizza. Just an incredible amount of value here in our program. 30% off at Hewlett-Packard, which is great. We get commercial rates on all Sears home appliances, including electronics, grills, and fitness equipment. Now, if you're doing a home renovation, guys, I can tell you that that is massive money that you're going to save right here off of retail. Okay, so if you need to get a fridge, a stove, a dishwasher, a microwave, and a washer and a dryer, that's 6 appliances. Okay, so I can tell you that just with our membership, just for this alone, you're going to save just a ridiculous amount of money. Just if you're doing just even a single one home renovation. Now keep in mind, this is a lifetime discount membership club, not only for you, but for your children as well. So if you figure at $9,000 a year over 50 years, that's almost $500,000. Well, if you transfer it now over to the children, that's literally, you can save your family $1 million over the course of 2 generations with our program, and that's just off the chain value. Now, what I will tell you guys is that this is what's called our direct sales or MLM division of our company. Like I said, only 88 people needed to make $100,000 a year. Keep in mind, 3 people are going to be passed up from every person, numbers 1, 3, and 6. So you're truly in partnership when you're helping somebody to get their business launched, right? Why would you want to help a new person launch their business? Because you're sharing 50% of the profit with them, okay? So for the first 6 people, 1, 3, and 6 are going to roll up to you. That means 88 people, now you only need 29 people. Help 29 get 6, boom, you're already at $100,000 a year, right? 29 is now really 10. So with a small group of people, this is a real true gateway to freedom. Because most people, if you ask them how much money do they need to make to be free, most people, the majority of people, say about $100,000 a year, or some will say 10 grand a month. Okay, that's 120. Very, very easy to do with the exposure program, just the way that it is. Now, this is a non-MLM version of our program. Non-MLM. Okay, so this is not multi-level marketing. This is conventional corporate sales, corporate business. Now, as a ProVantage Benefits associate, we are specifically targeting the healthcare industry, health insurance agents and brokers. Now, why would we do that? There's 2 reasons. The first reason is that their particular industry right now is down by 20 to 25%. Okay, they've taken a hit with the whole Obamacare and the co-pays and the rest of the stuff that's going on out there in the U.S. market. Their industry is down 20 to 25% in their profit. So we come in with this benefits program, And if you look at this, guys, I'm telling you what, it's next level. So the dental program, as an example, let's take a look at this. You get discounts between 15 and 50%. Okay, so in a lot of cases, if you have children, as an example, and they need to get braces, orthodontics, we can save over $2,000 per child on braces, just to give you an idea, just in the dental program alone. We've got 24-hour doctor on call, a medical health advisor, a medical bill saver, a nurse line, vision care program, prescription drugs, you know, 10 to 85% off savings on most short-term and acute care medications. You know, so this is just a huge amount of value. There's a hearing program, there's a medical imaging program, lab tests, chiropractic care, doctors online, diabetic supplies. You know, I think there's 60% off on average on retail for diabetic supplies. So just a huge amount of value. There's a legal program, identity theft protection, and also then, again, the discounts and rebates like what I was showing you there. Now, this particular program, guys, is going to be marketed to employees. Now, why do we want to go through the healthcare agents and brokers? Because they have direct contact with the HR departments, the human resources departments with these corporations. Now, if you take a look at a full-time you know, health insurance agent, they typically will manage between 3,000 and 4,000 employees through a number of companies. 100 here, 150 there, 200 here, 250 there, another 100 here, another 150 there. But the accumulate of what they typically will manage is you know, between 3,000 and 4,000. Now, if you have a broker that's got 10 agents, that will be 30,000 to 40,000 employees that they're managing. Now, our marketing case studies that we've done in our focus groups show that we will convert 30 to 35% of those employees at $29.95 a month. Okay, $29.95 per month. And sometimes the employees will cover the whole cost. Other times the companies will cover the whole cost. Other times it will be a 50-50 share. But here's the cool thing, because this is really what we all want. We all want residual true walkaway income. Now, with a conventional business model like this, if you were to close one account and have 10,000 employees convert, so say there's 30 or 40,000, but 10,000 of them come on, guys, that's a $20,000 monthly paycheck for you with one account, $20,000 a month just from doing one. Now, is everyone going to be 10,000? No, but even 1,000 employees would pay you $2,000 a month, true residual walkaway income, no attrition, no training, no hand-holding, no motivation. You close the account, boom, it's done. Now, we will have corporate closers that actually close those accounts. So your job will be to reach out to the health insurance agents or broker, build some rapport, ask a few qualifying questions, pique their curiosity, and have them watch a quick overview video. Now, the cool thing about this is that you can fill out this application form here and actually apply to almost like being working directly with corporate, and they will feed you the leads of people that have received an email from them. And all you're doing is you know, making the initial contact, building some rapport, getting them to watch a video, and then the corporate closers will follow up to do the closing. So, you know, I'm excited about the ProVantage side, guys, because I come from conventional business, and I see this as the ticket to 7 figures. You know, this will be designed off of your personal efforts. $2 for every employee. In the event that you have leadership capabilities and you want to be able to work with a sales team, it will be a corporate, conventional, override on your sales team of $1 per employee. That won't be for everybody, you know. It will just specifically be for people that want to step into a leadership role and lead a team. You know, and we do have people that will want to do that. I know that Paul's definitely going to be going down that path. Tony here on the line is going to be doing that path. Myself as well. You know, so Explosial truly is the best of both worlds. Some people, if you tell them that they've got to make those calls, they will literally paralyze. So it's not for those people. Those people may want to do the Explosial, the regular, doing some of the training, you know, doing the press releases or doing the social media strategies, maybe just inviting people over to their home for coffee and playing our video. Okay, there's definitely a model for that. It's very, it's the easiest and fastest track that you can get to $100,000 a year. Okay, compared to other companies where you would need 10,000 people to be able to make that same type of money. So the good news is that Explosial hits both sides, and that's what I love about this company, is that not only do we hit the corporate side, you know, we show companies how to increase their sales by 30% or more. We also hit the consumer side. We save those families over $9,000 a year for life. And then you go over onto the business side with ProVantage, and you know, we now hit the regular business side. So we really cover all aspects with this particular program. So any questions at all that I can answer?
Darren?
Yeah, guys, any questions, anybody?
Yes.
Go for it, Mark.
I've kind of got a very unique perspective on this, and this is very applicable to everyone on this panel. Whereas I'm from the UK, so I have a good-sized team going in the UK, but I live in New York City. However, I kind of run this as a British-based business in terms of the most common thing I heard initially when I got into this business, dealing with teams in Britain, was, well, these discounts don't apply in the UK. Okay, let's take this approach. What if you could run a US business in the UK, or any one of 32 other countries in the world, in the UK, without the IRS investigating you every 5 minutes? Because you basically run a US business legally offshore. So what's my target market? My target market is same as if I was an American. I'm looking for, right now, I'm looking for group health insurance brokers. How do I do it? I do it through social media. I do it through, I'm not very good on LinkedIn, but I just went on social media and put group health insurance brokers, then magically I'm on all these sites and I'm connected to all these people. And it's 100%, 100% of my business is inbound. And a lot of it is through content, but I know from having run businesses in the UK, and Mike, who somehow has dropped off this call, well, actually I know why he's dropped off this call, he's backed up about 200 inquiries over the last 3 days. Mike worked in a business with me out of Manchester when he was 19, and he went from 0 to 12,500, he's done this on video before, £12,500 per week in just months when he was 19 with no experience. Why? He worked with not just myself, but another guy who was a great mentor to him, and he just copied it and duplicated it. But when we first went in the UK, when I opened it up, everyone, and it was in the energy market back then, everyone told me it's different in the UK, it won't work here. You know, within 3 months, 4 months, everyone wanted to jump on board. So I'm telling you right now, the UK is right on the cusp right now. I know Mike's got a good team going there. And it's all of a sudden, same as Darren was saying before, the first week, 2 weeks, doesn't look like you're making much traction. All of a sudden, boom, he's got a team. All of a sudden, on Saturday morning, he said, oh, he's got 32 people inquiring about his business on Saturday morning between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock UK time. So he's got this going on there. Paul's got this going on there. I don't know where you guys are at, if you work with us or not, but I've seen how things happen in the UK, where it won't work, it won't work, it won't work, it won't work. I want in. And I'm telling you right now, you guys are right on the cusp. Right on the cusp. Last weekend, Mike's calling me and said, I'm getting these emails. I'm getting these emails. I said, what? Saying what? That someone's joined my business. So what are you telling me for? Well, I didn't know who they are. Well, you know what? I don't know who half the people are in my business, but there's a phone number there. Pick it up, connect with them, say hello, work with them. I said, that's how it works, Mike. You put the content out there, you do the work, and all of a sudden someone shares it with somebody else, and before you know it, boom. And I'm telling you guys, right now, it's going on right now in the UK. It's going on. There's the situation, it's the same. It doesn't matter if you're in the US, if you're in Canada like Darren, or if you're in the UK. The situation is the same everywhere. The economy is uncertain. The job market is uncertain. With technology shifting so fast, a vast amount of people who are jumping in my business, a huge amount of them, are people that have worked in a job, had a career, a lot of the time it's in the tech field, and they're saying to me, there's kids coming out of college that are 3 times the speed and three times less money. He said that we're on the chopping block. It's going to happen at some point. And you can apply that to anything. Technology is changing so fast, there's literally people looking over their shoulder, waiting for the layoff, for the downsides, for whatever it might be. So those people right now, those people with careers are looking for a plan B. If they're waiting for it to happen, I've got bad news for them. If you get laid off, like the other week, I think it was Sky TV, laid 600 people off. All those 600 people are looking for the same job at the same time. The plan B is in place for some of them. Some of them are already on board with us. So I'm telling you guys right now, the UK is going to blow. It's going to go. And the fact that the savings are nothing to do with it, I don't actually use the savings. I run it as a UK-based business, so I don't use the savings. But I do know lots of people that know lots of people in the States. So lots of my team in the States use the savings, so I can approach them. And these days with technology, it doesn't matter where I'm sat. I'm sat right here in New York City. I could be sat in Barbados or wherever. As long as I've got Wi-Fi, I'm good to go. As long as I've got Skype, as long as I've got whatever. Mike's got a number. I don't know how he's done it, but you can connect with Mike. It's something to do with Skype, so he's got it. I get these phone calls from Beverly Hills, and I really know it's a guy in Manchester, sat in a bar somewhere. But it always shows up as Beverly Hills, and it's like, hi Mike, how are you? The only guy that calls me from Beverly Hills. None of them actresses and that. They don't call me. Just Mike. So the reality is this, guys. You can run a US business today out of the UK or 32 other countries. I don't know where you're all from. And we can, whatever you want to use as excuses. It's different in America. Darren's not in America. Technically, I'm here physically, but everything else I run is offshore legally. So I'm in the same boat as you. The only difference is I'm just physically here, but I'm getting all my inquiries through social media. And then what I'm doing is I'm getting them on Skype, so I'm not paying long distance charges, or I'm getting them on Viber, or there's a whole bunch of other things I'm talking to them on the phone. And most of my team, I've never met. So guys, it's good to go right now. Mike's there. We're just talking about you, Mike, when you're off camera. It was kind of good. I'll be quiet now, guys.
No, that was awesome, Tony. And you've got the experience. These guys need to hear it. And me and Tony are going to do a UK team hangout on Thursday. If we haven't quite decided the time yet, but if anyone's interested, contact me or Tony, and we'll get that rocking, won't we?
I'll have a new shirt as well, Paul.
Wow.
I know. I got a whole new closet. I don't get discounts. I get free stuff, man.
That takes them to the charity shops so they clean them and then just buys them back cheaply.
I've switched over to the watches now, I see.
I got to do a charity run again, and I'll tell you for why. My guy, and this is all through social media, and we were talking about this with Darren about, all of a sudden, magic just starts happening, and everyone wants a piece. And even if they don't want to be a piece of my business, they're quite happy to, the clothing designer down the road, will you wear some clothes? Yeah, sure, whatever. And then, I take all these pictures with clothes, because people are usually used to see me dressed like a tramp. And then I'm going to end up throwing my other clothes away. So I'm in a charity shop with like $20,000 worth of Hugo Boss, and they said, we're full. I went, maybe you should look in the bag before you tell me you can't take any more. And the woman went, I'll put these somewhere. I said, yeah, probably in your wardrobe, but that's okay.
Tony, I'm just going to send you my address on Facebook, all right?
No, they're really slim fit, Paul. They won't fit you.
Yeah.
But I've got to, this is what happened. I did this, and this is how life is. I did this, and all of a sudden the guy calls me and said, I've got a fall collection. I'm going like, I can't fit what I've got in the closet, so I've got to do the second charity run in 2 weeks. I'm throwing stuff away I don't even want to throw away. But that's how life is. You keep giving it out, you keep giving it out. It's the same with this business, and I know Mike, the first week or two, and there's a little bit of a learning curve, then all of a sudden, boom, next. I think it was 32 inbound on Saturday morning. I can't even keep track. That's what happens when you keep putting the content out there and you keep doing the right thing. Money is the byproduct of doing the right thing right. That's it.
My best month in Explosion was 25 in a month. But I was following the plan. I was doing what Darren was saying, and I followed it. Married to the process, divorce on the outcome. For 2 weeks, I think I recruited one person in 2 weeks. And I was starting to think, this probably ain't going to work, probably I just can't do it. And then after 2 weeks, most of those 25 people literally came in a 14-day period. Bang, 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 bang. 3 that day, 1 that day, 2 that day, 3 that day. Just bang, 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 bang like that. So what you're saying is absolutely right. You just got to keep doing it, and it happens. You just got to commit to doing it, because it does work. It's just, if it feels like it's not going to work, you're doing it right. Just keep going.
Were you wearing a different shirt at the time?
No, just a boring grey one. This is what people want here, Tony. We're in Britain. Did anybody else have any questions?
No.
I did, but it's gone clean out of my head. Because Tony was quicker on the unmute button.
We're the elite.
Yes, it's come back to me. Yeah, Darren. Hi, Darren.
Hey.
It's good to see you again. We were in something together a couple of years back, actually. You may guess what it is. Yeah, Darren. So I'm British, but I'm based in France.
Okay.
And so the question is on the Pro-Vantage. I mean, Paul assured me the other day, no, just fill in your application. So I've been a salesman all my life, sort of like 15 years media sales. Are they going to be looking at are they going to be taking any kind of selection criteria over geographical positioning?
No. It'll all have to do with whether or not a person can put sentences together. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be calling business professionals, and obviously, just from a branding standpoint, the company's going to want to know that a person's going to be able to make a phone call and have a conversation, right? You're not going to be required to actually sell the deal or close the account. What you will need to do is to touch base, build some quick rapport, ask a few qualifying questions, find a need, pique their curiosity, and have them opt in to watch the presentation. And then next call. So, as long as you don't have a problem with setting up a Skype account to make the calls, no big deal, right? You can be anywhere. I mean, I'm in Canada. The market's in the U.S., so I'm kind of in a similar position. I mean, I'm not in the actual target market of that territory, right? But yet I'm one of the top income earners in Explosial, right? So a lot of people will start a business in anything, whether it's on the networking side or the business side, and they see that as some sort of a blocker. I didn't see it that way. The way that I saw it is that through the internet, through social media and press releases and all the rest of the stuff, I can target whatever market that I want. I mean, if the market was over in the UK, it would be the same type of a scenario, right? I would just focus my campaign on that particular market. One of the great things about LinkedIn and Facebook is that you get to find out a lot about a person before you even have a conversation with them, and through that graph search on the top of Facebook, you can pretty much type in anything. Just type in group health insurance in the U.S. and poof, there's all these different results that start coming up of all these groups and all these different things that for that specific target market. So, but the company will be providing leads As long as a person has some phone skills, no problem.
Okay, thanks.
Anybody else got any questions? It's all gone quiet. No, okay. So Darren, let's...
Type up again if you want.
Susan,
Sorry?
you want to unmute yourself? It's on the top. Unmute.
Who's that, Darren?
Susan looked like she was trying to ask a question.
Susan, were you talking?
There she is. Hey,
No,
Susan.
I'm okay.
just to say though, Susan is a big user of the discounts, aren't you, Susan? You've done some really
Yes,
good
sir.
stuff. We haven't
Yes.
even talked about Dream Life. How much did you pay for 10 people for 2 weeks?
2,000
With entertainment provided?
1 week.
Oh, 1 week. Okay, still really cheap though.
So what was the story behind that, Susan?
We booked it through Dream Life for myself and my family at a Wyndham Resort at Ocean Boulevard, Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach,
Uh-huh.
for a week. And it's a 3-bedroom condo, and it cost us $2,000.
For 10 people.
Oh.
Yeah.
And all entertainment and everything provided. But also you save a lot on like hire cars and things, don't you? You've used hire cars and everything. So the savings are real, aren't they? For us UK guys, the savings are real.
Yes, they are. And the hire car you can use anywhere.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So Darren, just maybe to wrap up because we're getting near time, but ProVantage is obviously a fantastic opportunity for those that are okay for it, but it's 60 to 90 days before we get paid. So Explosial is the key really between now and Christmas to probably make some financial freedom type money. If I wanted to get 6 people, if I was totally new and I was coming to you, what advice would you give me to help me get 6 people straight away?
Well, you know, the formula that I use is really, really simple, is to reach out, touch base, say hello to a person, find out what's going on in their life, and listen. There's no pitch in that. There's no selling in that. There's no possible way that you can get rejected by asking somebody what's happening in their life. They say, what about you? I don't talk about business. I only talk about my son, you know, a movie that I went to, some cool things that are happening in my life. And then I say, oh, I got to tell you this story. This is hilarious. And I get them to laugh. That's called breaking the ice. Once that happens, we get to a connection. All I want to do is find out how they're finding the economy right now overall. And they're either finding it good or bad. If they're finding it bad, I'm the white knight saving the day. But it's always going to be something else, something or someone other than me that's going to provide that solution. Right? I just want to pique their curiosity, right? In the event that their life is going phenomenal, I will typically ask for referrals and ask who do they know that's either in between careers or is underpaid at their job that might have the qualifications to roll out an international expansion. You know, in the event that a person is really doing this, first year they can make, you know, 100 to 250,000. Second year, about $500,000. And if that doesn't pique their curiosity for themselves personally, then I'm either going to say, they're either going to say, well, no, they don't know anybody, or I'm going to get some referrals, or they're going to say, well, what about me? Right? So it's another rejection-free way to get more connections, another rejection-free way. So that's really what I do. So what I tell people is schedule a launch event. This is really the model. If you reach out to 250 people, out of that 250, 60 people will say that they want to meet your friend that's going to help them solve their problem. From the 60 people, 30 people will show and 8 people will enroll. Now, if the 8 new people just did that little tiny model, then everybody would make a fortune, right? It's when, you know, the person goes, yeah, I really want to make the money, and then, well, they don't do their launch event, or they don't talk to any people, or they start pitching, and they get pushback. And they don't, you know, that kind of hurts. It kind of wounds their ego, and they don't want to get that feeling, so then they don't take any action. But they're not actually following the rules. They're not following the directions. So typically with this type of a model, if you come on with features and benefits, you will get pushback. If I just ask you how your life's going right now, it's very casual. There's no high pressure. I'm not selling you on anything. I really genuinely want to help you solve a problem. Well, how would I ever know if you've got a problem unless you open up? I would never know. So in order to get to that stage, you've got to get to this, which is a connection. So I don't, you know, same thing in business. If I need a supplier and Tony's got the supplier, I don't give Tony, hello Tony, yeah, you got that supplier guy? Yeah, you know that painter guy, you got that? That's just not how business is done. So I reach out, I touch base, I say hello to Tony. Hey Tony, Darren Cullen, just want to reach out, touch base, say a quick hello. What's happening with you? He tells me, he goes, what about you? I talk a little bit about my personal life. I get a connection. Now I ask him for whatever it is. Now I ask him who does he know. People are too, you know, anxious to get to a sale when they've got to get to the relationship first before they're going to get any further. And that's the key in business.
Awesome. And it works brilliantly. Any closing remarks, any questions? Josh, you want to mute out if you've got a question? Patrick, mute out if you've got a question. No, if not, we're going to wrap it up, guys.
No questions from me here.
Okay, Josh, great to have you on. Josh is new in my ProVantage team. Welcome.
Hello.
Rugby players broke his thumb.
In New York, Paul?
Sorry?
As we say in New York, I know a guy.
You know a guy?
Yeah.
I know a few guys. I've heard you know some guys.
Oh yeah. I'm in New York. I know a guy.
Okay, guys. Well, we'll wrap it up then. Darren, that was awesome. Thanks ever such a lot. Really appreciate it. It's great to see so many people on tonight. Hope you got value from it. Remember, me and Tony are doing a hangout for UK team. Anybody who wants to come on and ride the wave and the momentum, we'll get that rocking and rolling. I'll speak to you after this, Tony.
Thanks,
So,
guys.
okay, from around the world.
Well done.
Okay, good night.
Okay, thanks guys.
Yeah, guys.